here. Bob, we were talking about this in the green room. Julius Randle has been exceptional for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, and we've been hard on him, Malika, for the last 3, 4, 5 years. This is the guy we were hoping for when he played for your Knicks.
Absolutely. But I'm still rooting for him because he's a good guy.
We'll be right back. No call heard round the world. Game 4 between the New York Knicks and Detroit Pistons. This is how the game ended. New York up 1. Cade Cunningham can't get that one to go. But then Tim Hardaway Jr., watch him in the corner here, gets possession. Josh Hart, was it a foul or not? J.B. Bickerstaff on the floor saying adamantly that it was.
It absolutely, positively was a foul. There is no denying that. But the bottom line is the referees called the game consistently all game long. It was a physical game. We understand that. The Knicks handled their business. Brunson, Towns, they did it.
Well, David Guthrie, the crew chief, agrees with you because in the pool report after the game, he was asked, what did you see on that last series? Why wasn't there a foul called? And Guthrie said during live play, it was judged that Josh Hart made a legal defensive play. After post-game review, we observed that Hart makes body contact that is more than marginal and a foul should have been called, Perk.
So it was physical from start to finish. Damn it, they called it. It could have been a lot of fouls that should have been called throughout the course of that game.
Well, the Pistons will always have the last 2-minute report.
And the big 3 by Luke.
2-minute report.
They'll always have that.
The Timberwolves regained their series lead in Game 3 with another dominant performance, defensively holding the Lakers to 104 and forcing them to turn the ball over 16 times. We are back here on CBS Sports HQ. Ashley Nicole Moss is with us, Zach Simony, for some of the best bets in the NBA today. Ashley, I'll come to you first. The Lakers have just been struggling to score in this series, only scoring 100 or more once, and that was in their Game 3 loss. What do they have to do to get their offense back on track here?
Jordan, I mean, at first it starts with LeBron and Luka being on the same page, right? And LeBron had a great performance in what ultimately was the Lakers' loss, but Luka was quieter than he was in Game 1, where LeBron wasn't really on his P's and Q's. So the head of the snake starts with those two. It is then a trickle-down effect, but you can't win any basketball game when you're turning the ball over as much as the Lakers did against the Timberwolves in Game 3. 16 turnovers is absolutely disgusting, especially when you're not shooting well. You don't want to give your opponent extra opportunities to raise that deficit when it comes to that score, when you can't get the ball in the basket on your end, when you're already struggling to convert. Ball security and defense are two of the biggest things in any series, in basketball in general. I say this all the time. I do believe in the old school mantra, defense wins championships, but you also have to score. But your defense will always keep the game close. The defense will always create your offense when, you know, you're struggling to convert. And that's also something that's been eyebrow raising from the Lakers is, again, Luka's not known for his defense. The Lakers as a whole, their defensive rating during the regular season, Bill Ryder and Brad Bakken and I actually talked about this a few weeks ago, and it wasn't exactly a telltale sign of how bad defensively the Lakers can be. I think they were rated a little bit higher than what they actually produce on the court. It's a little bit of stack rating, if you will, but they have to get a better control on their defense, especially if Luka and LeBron are going to struggle to be on the same page. It's a trickle-down effect. And one of the things I was concerned about with this Lakers team was they have a lot of other talent, but it's just not consistent talent. It's heavily reliant on Luka and LeBron being on the same page. And if they are not, it affects the rest of the team. So they need to figure out a way to get everyone involved. They need to figure out a way to get Luka and LeBron on the same page. If not, the Timberwolves will continue to attack them on this.
Yeah, we're seeing that play out. Lakers like dogs on the road here, Zach. But you have confidence that they're going to get back on track, taking them on the money line. Tell us why.
Yeah, I'm going to take them on the money line plus 120, and that's something I usually don't do. I'm typically going to take the points, but yeah, it's just such a pivotal game. The Lakers cannot go down 3-1 against Minnesota. And I look at Game 3, they did everything right but close in that game. They were up 4 points at halftime with 4:37 left in the fourth quarter. It was a tied game at 103 before Minnesota ended the game on a 12-1 run. You certainly expect Luka Doncic to bounce back from a point standpoint. 17 points in in game 3. That's his fewest points scored in his last 40 playoff games. And then I also look at the Timberwolves. They struggle a little bit at home in the postseason. You go back to last year, 1-2 in their series against the Denver Nuggets. Were 0-3 at home against the Dallas Mavericks. So they play a bit tighter at home. I think the Lakers make some defensive adjustments here in game 4, specifically on Jaden McDaniels off his 30-point performance. Give me the Lakers to even the series at plus 120 on the money line.
We love when Zach goes outside his comfort zone. I love the confidence there, Zach. All right, let's check in with the Celtics and Magic here. Ashley, the Magic got their only game in this series when the Celtics have won the turnover battle, and that was in game 1 where they beat the Magic by 17. What do the Celtics need to do to make sure they win the turnover battle and kill Orlando's momentum here?
Listen, there is no Orlando momentum. I know Jacqueline was singing the song somewhere, but the Magic were always going to get 1 or 2 games. And going into this game 3, I had the Magic winning this. You know, your role players tend to play better at home. It's a home game for the Magic. You know, sometimes the Boston Celtics get what I call winner's fatigue. And that is they're just so accustomed to winning that sometimes they don't play their best 4 quarters of basketball. But this is not a swing in the Magic's direction. This is not a cause to sound the alarm if you're the Boston Celtics. The Magic were always going to get 1 or 2 games on the Celtics. I had Boston, I believe, in 6. And that is because, look, the Magic, although offensively challenged, they are a good defensive team. And when they go through their spurts where their offense is clicking, I mean, you look at what they did in that game against Boston, game 3, 41% from the field, but they shot 25% from the 3. So this is a team that, again, offensively has some gaps. Boston was just unable to attack those down the stretch. But again, the Boston Celtics will come out of this series victorious. This is not going to change the outcome. Celtics fans don't have to worry about the 2 biggest things is winning the turnover battle, securing that basketball. Ball security is key, and also just finishing down the stretch. They weren't as aggressive down the stretch as I would like. They allowed the Magic to go on runs, which ultimately led them to coming out of this game victorious. It's just small things that the Boston Celtics can easily correct. They're going to be just fine.
There is no Orlando momentum. How do you feel about that, Zach? Taking the Magic and the points here at 6.5.
Yeah, I think Ashley could be right with Boston winning the game. I just think it's too many points on the Magic side, getting 6.5. But I think Boston let a golden opportunity slip in game 3. They could have been up 3-0, potentially going into a sweep situation today, but they let a 10-point halftime lead go away. They couldn't score in the second half. And the 93 points that they scored were the second fewest points they scored during the entire season with a fully available roster. Had just 34 second half points. And now you've given this Orlando Magic team a bit of confidence. They know they can play with physicality that hindered the Boston Celtics from an offensive standpoint in the second half. And you go back to the last 10 matchups between the Boston Celtics and the Orlando Magic, postseason included. The home team has won every game. Is one of the strongest advantages I've seen in any series in the postseason. So it's a case here where I think Vegas just moved this line up too many points on the Celtics side based on their history over the last 3, 4, 5 postseason years. Give me the Magic at home plus the 6.5.
All right, tip-off slated for 7 p.m. Eastern for Game 4 between the Celtics and Magic. Lastly here, Pacers and Bucks. Ashley, Game 3, the Bucks defense held the Pacers to 101 points. It seemed to impose their will. Do you think we'll see what we saw early on in this series from the Pacers offense, or have the Bucks figured something out on defense here?
First of all, a lot of turnovers in this game, Jordan, almost 30. It was hard to watch at times. So that's one thing both of these teams need to worry about correcting, and that is limiting the amount of turnovers. Look.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.